Mic test. Am I live? Am I live? I'm gonna watch my own stream, make sure I'm live. I just woke up a little bit ago if you couldn't tell. But today I'll be going over all of the 2026 Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann collab from EN. I'll covering most of the thing, and as well as, some of the things I missed, like for example, Rebellion X and the Phantom cheating and stuff. So that's what I'll be going over today, and I'll try to make it under 30 minutes because there isn't too much to talk about, which you guys will know why soon. So, and yeah, the motion stream, make sure everything is fine. Again, I just woke up, and sorry if I sound a bit tired, because yeah, it is in the morning, so yeah, well, it is 10 a.m., but still. Let me also make sure I am actually live, and make sure, things are going well. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm... Okay. I think it's fun, because I don't want to be too loud. Yeah, I don't want to be too loud, so I think this volume is fine. But again, just let me know if I should speak up louder and such. I didn't put any background music, so hopefully, even if I'm quiet, it will be easier for you guys to hear. So now, Tengen, yes. So for TTGL, so how will you get TTGL in this game is to get Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann to 9 stars, and then you can retrophy it for the Super for Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. And is this unit good or not? I mean, it is good in his job, I guess, but which is PvE combined with Simon, because you can get infinite or quote unquote infinite attack potential if in PvE. But honestly, it has all going for him, which is the SP plus 5% every second for all ally units. This is honestly the only line that really matters out of this whole unit in terms of its, I guess, its uniqueness in both PvE and PvE. Honestly, that this line alone, this aura buff, I mean, it is a really good aura buff, but anything else, honestly, you can see it in a lot of other units as well. If not, other units can do it better than, or yeah, for all the other things. Some units might actually do it better than, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann in the future, or just having a more unique mechanics than Gurren Lagann. Even his action is not exactly something that is too special, but it is mainly scary, once Simon is able to spam the active skill over and over and over on TTGL. And otherwise, it is nothing, compared to units, even we have now, or even units in the future, or soon to be coming in the future, it's nothing too special, which is kind of sad. But again, if you can make it work in PvE, if you can get the Simon to work, which again, there's another caveat for Simon, which I'll get into. If you can get it, even get a whole team going with the infinite active skills with Simon, then it can be something that is very good in PvE and potentially in PvP as well. But in PvP, honestly, they are just better units, overall. Especially when more units are coming, because there are units in the future that plays into what's it called? That plays into SPs and active skill activations. There are units that can do that just better. But again, this unit, the fact that you can still just give so much SP for all the teams, it is pretty good. So. And honestly, look, everything else, this whole paragraph, all this paragraph over here, just go read any of the recent units. You can see, it is so similar, I guess. So yeah, or for every casualties on enemy or ally, that thing is not going to be. I mean, it could be impactful in some situations, but compared to some other units where every single line is very useful in PvE. In PvP, it is not. Yeah, again, it is nothing too special. I think I talked enough about this unit already, but yeah, it's just a really good unit for SP pilots. But it also, it is a really good unit for Simon, I guess, in PvE. I mean, I guess they are meant to be used together. But anything else, they are just better units, out there. I guess it is the best SP aura unit, but I'm not really sure if it's worth it to use this unit just for this aura alone. So yeah, And plus, I mean, there are. I think the only EN units, the only EN SP unit that can be used right now is Ryoma. I don't even see Guy being used from the from the reports. But if you're using a team with Guy, Ryoma, and Simon, I mean, this will be a good aura buff for them. But technically, Guy, you don't want you want to activate active skill right away, and you don't want to you don't want it to activate later. And for Ryoma, it'll be benefit for Ryoma because the more SP Ryoma gets, the more attack it can get. So I guess that can be good. And for Simon, obviously, he want to activate active skill over and over. But again, even if you're using a team like that, I honestly don't think just with some builds you can already set up instant active skill, or just they'll activate eventually and such. So yeah. Alright, yeah, that should be enough about this unit, honestly, because it is really sad that this line is the only thing that really matters, or that's really unique about Tengen, Toppa, Gurren, Lagann. And some other thing about unique, I guess another uniqueness is the spiritual power or whatever, which is tied to Simon. And if you're not using Simon, then this thing also really doesn't matter. also doesn't really matter that much. So. Alright, so enough about TTGL. Let's go into Simon Awaken. Now, I have her up right now. It's because if you want to use Simon Awaken, if you want to use Simon Awaken, you need her. You need her, which she's not in EN yet. Because, for those who don't know, Simon works by spamming active skill. So you spam active skill over and over and over, so Tengen, Toppa, Gurren Lagann can spam his XO over and over and as well in PvP, which is fine, because it is protection while doing DPS, and while you're also gaining attack from that. That's like that's really like how Tengen TTGL works. But the thing is, how you activate accuracy on this game is it require you, like the unit like Simon, to be in a state of able to activate active skill, which is usually not in an action, and also while not getting hit. So you can see how that can be a problem, because in today's PvP, you're almost always getting hit. You're like constantly getting hit by multiple different sources. You're also in action all the time. If you're not in action, then you die. So you can see how this can be a problem, right? But with this pilot, if you have her special co-pilot skill, then it will actually forces the active skill to activate upon max SP, which it will force activate regardless. You can be in action, you can be getting hit and such. So this is why she is necessary for Simon to be used. For now, it will be pretty hard. I mean, it can work, depending on your rank. Simon can work, depending on rank, but I don't think like it'll be pretty risky. You might as well put Ryoma on, which Ryoma is probably the only other pilot that can really benefit from TTGL because because of the SP aura. But again, you can also just use Ryoma on another unit, and I guess have this unit with someone else. But again, I don't know who else would actually be worth it on TTGL for now. So, well, I don't know for EN, of course. I believe in NC, people were using Simon and they switched to someone else, and then also once this pilot come out, they switch it back to Simon because Simon can finally activate active skill in the game for now. So I guess probably just Simon for now if you're using Ryoma on another unit, which is probably more worth it, because again, Ryoma can still benefit from the SP aura of TTGL as long even if he is not piloting it. So just depending on your team setup, right? But if you want to use Simon on it, you have to wait until this pilot to come out to be safer. So or for it to be safer and for it to be more competitive. And even then, him plus her combo didn't exactly last that long in the meta, which is kind of sad because she will eventually go on to be with Guy. So it can guarantee Guy to activate active skill at the beginning right away, which is even more crucial for Guy and such. So, but yeah, let's get it out of the way, and let's just go into Simon as a whole as a pilot. Now, honestly, most of his kit is built around spamming active skill, and but the most special one in my opinion is the every time you use active skill, you can gain 19 point or 18 points of the spiritual power, which again, the more spiritual power the TTGL gets, the more what's it called, the more attack can get. So in PvE, you can see how it can get to very high active skill, or it can get to very high attack because of just how much active skill Simon can spam in a match. So yeah, and that's honestly just a synergy. That is it. Like that's honestly kind of it. Anything else is nothing too crazy for anything else. Sure, there's like if TTGL dies, it can go into Super Galaxy, and then if Super Galaxy guy, it can go into some other ones, like the smaller, until it is just the Gurren. Yeah, that's not gonna matter in top PvP. Yeah, that is quite literally not gonna matter in top PvP. I guess because I think in Super Galaxy, right? In Super Galaxy, I think you still keep the aura, so I guess you can like prolong the aura of the for the team, I guess. But that's for like, I don't know, for like 10 more seconds or something. So yeah, but yeah, it gains 3% SP every time. So I guess you can prolong this aura, but that's really about it. Yeah, but honestly, that's really it. I mean, I guess doing active skill, it can be immune to 4CC, which is again important for it to for her into this meta as well. So you can be constantly in anti interruption while also being in a buff state. So but in order for this to happen, in order for him to do this, in order for him to do that, you're gonna need that pilot that I talked about earlier. Because again, if you don't have that pilot, then you're not going to be spamming enough active skill, and then the whole TTGL thing will just not work at all. It will just literally be a glorified aura for like an SP aura for the team. That's literally all gonna be. But in PvE though, now I don't know the PvE build for TTGL, but in PvE it works. Like in PvE you don't need that pilot. All you need, because you can manually activate it, so you can just have a team set up with as low as with a low, I guess, SP gaining, or just have an SP team set up, which is they can ask the top PvE players. You can get that to set up, and you can just activate Simon's active skill over and over and over in order to get infinite or quote unquote infinite attack for PvE boss. But in PvP, you're gonna need this. You're gonna need that pilot, which whatever. And there is no alternative. Yeah, there are no alternative for that. You cannot use this pet. It will not work, and this pilot will also not work as well. Where is she? Where is she? I couldn't find her. But it's the instant activate pilot. Wherever she is. I don't even know her name, like her English name per se. But yeah, just know. Oh yeah, her. There you go. Yeah. Her support also doesn't work. You're gonna need her. You're gonna need that pilot, because that is the actual force activation one. So yeah. Assignment can use can spam ASR in our Genesis. I think Leoma is the only one that can. Yeah, that's the reason why I use Leoma on the thing. But again, Leoma doesn't need to be on TTGL in order to benefit. I mean, I guess and TTGL might also not be a good support carry, because as I talked about before, the only thing really going for him is the aura buff. So if you're having a pilot that doesn't have enough survivabilities, your TTGL might just die like very quickly, because it does not have as good enough of a defensive ability compared to some other units at the moment. So it is built to be a brawler with Simon in order to gain attack. It is built like that, but this also means that it's not exactly support carryable compared to, let's say, if you're going to be using, say, Shingetter or what's called Saint Dragon, or even or even Getter Emperor and such. So yeah. But yeah, and the build just something like this. It's pretty straightforward. It's just the usual because if you're going to be using with Simon, or just like usually your TTGL will be a DPS, right? You're not going to be putting a support pilot on it because it is way too risky. So if you're going to be using a DPS, you're going to want to use Pisces in order to have some survivabilities, and of course the core because Simon doesn't really plays into cooldown, so you can use the evolution core. But if not, you can use some other core. You can use this one. You can use. I personally will probably use phase. But you can use some other core that is or you can even just go for CD as well if you want to. But I don't think that's really worth it. So I probably would just put phase or even the master core or something like that. And for the bullets, it's just. It is between the claw, because I think you have claws, right? Yeah, I should have claw. I think most people use it with claw just for more survivabilities, but I'm putting this on just so more SP, I guess. More SP for Simon, I guess, to activate, which is probably better if you want to use it on what's the guy calls name on Leoma or something, because I feel like by the time Simon's active seal cooldown is over, he might not need this in order to activate, active seal, especially if you're with Nia. If you're with Nia, I don't even think you need this one, but I'm just putting this on because it is a new part. It's basically just claw, but like instead of sucking HP, you're sucking the SP from or you're sucking, I guess, sucking the SP, which I guess it can potentially prevent enemy from getting too much SP as well, but yeah, like if you're hitting enemies Leoma or something. So and yeah, just the 3 PvE support parts, support, armor, and Gaia, just the usual things, and yeah, nothing too special. Yeah, the thing about wait, hold on. I just realized my thing is not. Yeah, hang on a second. I just realized. Wait. Give me 1 second. I wasn't. Yeah, the screen isn't moving. Yeah, give me 1 moment. I don't know. I do not know what happened. I don't. Unless it is only my screen. Yeah, unless it is only my screen. Cause hold on, let me just double check. Cause I was moving around in my thing, so I just want to make sure that it is actually working. But I'm not just. Yeah, give me 1 moment. I don't know what's happening with OBS at the moment with this, but I hope it is moving. I hope. Okay, it is not moving. Okay, how did I forget about it? Okay, give me 1 moment. Let me try to fix this real quick. Okay, how do I fix this? Oops. Okay, let me try to fix it. Yeah, my bad. Nah, it's my bad. It's fine. I mean, I guess I'm just yapping as well, so it's probably fine. Hold on, let me see. I do not know what is going on here. The time's gonna go through the whole things again. Hold on, give me 1 moment. Let me see how this works. Okay. And my phone is not responding. Come on, game. Come on, phone. Come on, go. Yeah, hold on. Let me close the whole app real quick, and then let me also just stop mirroring everything, and then see if I can fix something. All right. A power mirror. Come on, game. Come on, game. Come on, game. Come on. I'm gonna restart everything. Okay, so there you go. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ! I've been moving. Oh, and now it's gone again. I swear to God, what is happening? What is happening, bro? What is going on, man? What is this? Come on! I don't get it. Dude, what is happening here? Hold on, yeah. Let me close the app again, because I do not know what is happening right now. What is going on, man? Dude. This is actually frustrating, man. Holy crap. There you go. Stop, like literally stop. Cause I've been shifting around, both of the thing a lot, but Jesus Christ. Okay, so okay, I don't know what is shown and what is not shown, but I just want to say this. So in order to use Simon, I'm probably gonna timestamp it here. Yeah, in order to use Simon, yeah, hold on. Yeah, in order to use Simon, you're gonna have to have her because she is the only, and I think it stuck again. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Why is it not working? Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean, game? What do you mean? I just wanna, why is it not? Hold on, what is going on? What is this? What am I doing wrong right now? What is going on? I'm confused. What is happening? I just want to. Okay. I'm so upset. Holy crap! What the hell, man? Oh, Jesus Christ! What is happening? This is so retarded. God damn it. Can this please work right now? I swear, Jesus Christ, what is going on? Can this move? Thank you, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so if you want to use Simon, you're gonna need her because her special makes Simon able to spam active skill, and there's no alternative right now. There's no alternative for force activation on support pilot. That's why you're gonna need her in order to use Simon in PvP at the moment. And in PvE, because you can just activate active skill, you don't need to do that. So yeah, and the screen is stuck again, I think, right? Is it stuck? Is it stuck? Yep, and the thing is stuck again. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Why is the power mirror like... I swear to God, man, what is going on? Dude, what the heck? What is happening? I mean, at least it is on this screen, at least. Yeah, at least it is on this screen. So yeah, this skill, the support skill, the very last skill, that's what you need for Simon in PvP, okay? So now let's go into Simon. Let's go into Simon, and I will talk about the Simon and everything. And this is the build. This is the build I talked about already. So I know, like I was talking about it back then. Previously. So if you want to just listen to it, you guys can. But I'm probably not gonna timestamp the video because it's just gonna be because you'll be missing a lot of context that I talked about before that. But this is the build, basically the basic build for everything. You can use some other units, sure, but this is the most average build. The only thing that would change usually is the claw, depending on who you're fighting against. This can potentially be good if you're hitting Ryoma or hitting another player's Simon with this, which because you can suck the enemy's SP while you also gain SP. So yeah, so this is Simon and the thing, and everything I talked about earlier is what what's it called? Yeah, everything I talked about earlier is what they are, basically. It's pretty simple, honestly. I was mostly yapping about, how the unit is, basically a SP, a SP support cell, or a SP aura. And now, let's go into Nia before the things screw up again. So for Nia, Nia is just a good, just a really good support pilot that, to be honest, might make it worse might be actually worse if you have Simon in a team, because her buffs might actually be better if you're using it on some other better, like on Ryoma, on Guy, on some other better combo, on a better mecha or on a better units. That is what what's called okay, Jesus Christ. She's a good support pilot, basically. Yeah, she's a good support pilot. and but if Simon is on the field, then she will be giving a lot of the buffs to Simon first, or for some of the buffs, which Simon and TTGL, even with the pilot, even with the force activation pilots, it is not exactly something that is over the top. So it might actually, she might be stronger if Simon is not on the field, so she can be buffing all the other units who might actually need the buffs. Like for example, she's essential for Guy's instant activate skill once another pilot drop, which is once another pilot dropped. She's essential with Guy, because that is the only way to guarantee Guy to activate active skill right away. And the pilot should be all the way down. And the pilot is her. So once she comes out, because she can reduce the SP right away on all the enemies. So once she comes out, Nia will be essential for Guy, because Guy would not be able to activate SP right away with SP being lowered right at the beginning, which again is very essential, which can be crucial to activate it in frame 0 essentially. So and how it works is because let's say if we replace this, right? Let's say if we replace this and we put Guy. We have Guy on whatever unit. We have Guy on where is it? What's frame setter? Yeah. Let's say we have Guy on frame setter, wherever frame setter is. Yeah. Let's say we have Guy on frame setter, and you put Guy in the first slot. So when Guy loads in, right? When Guy load into the game, she will be. I guess when Nia loads into the game, there will only be Guy on the field at the moment, because that's how the game loads in units. So she will give the SP buff. Yeah, she will give the where is it? Yeah, she will give the SP buff wherever it whichever one it is. She'll give the SP buff to hold on, what the heck is it? I need to read the thing real quick. Yeah, there you go. She will give 10% SP to only Guy, because again, Guy is the only one on field, and her support skill activate in frame 0 as well. So that activation will give Guy the enough SP even after the debuff to give enough SP to activate his active skill then. So yeah, so just to show you how it might actually be better for Nia if you're not using Simon. That's how terribly they have designed Simon and TTGL combinations, because again, it's much better for that to happen. And the funny thing is, Guy will be the one using that pilot I talked about earlier, that can force activate active skill, because it is much important for Guy to do that compared to Simon, because again, who else is Simon gonna pilot? Nobody else can Simon pilot except for TTGL. I mean, there probably is, but yeah, you know what? I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think there is. TTGL and Simon is pretty much fit together, but the difference is TTGL can actually be piloted by someone else, even though it is still not optimal. But if you want to use Simon, it is almost always with TTGL. But the thing is, if you're using Simon, then all the good buff from Nia is going to go to Simon, which is not good for Leoma and Guy and some other team, the better units in a team. So yeah. Okay, good thing that I didn't froze again, and I got that through all done. And who will you replace with Nia? Now Nia, honestly, just Mikoto probably. You can replace just whichever support pilot that you're using. Now Hana is still good, because Hana is still good. You can probably use both Hana and her with a 2 support team, and the other 2 can be, I don't know, Wataru, can be Leoma, can be Guy, and Leoma, can be Leoma and Wataru, can be Leoma and Hongu, or whatever, right? That's probably a better thing if you have, if you have both Hana and if you have Nia, right? But if you don't have Hana, because Hana is a roulette pilot. I mean, you can get it in Hardbox right now, but I don't think everyone has it. But if you have Nia, and the other 3 units can be Leoma, Wataru, Guy, or Leoma, Wataru, Hongwoo or Ryoma Guy and Hongwoo or something like that. One of those combinations, or just a meta pilot. And but yeah, if you have Hana, then I don't think Hana is worth switching off, because I think from what I saw in top PvP right now, it seems like people are using both Mikoto and Hana, but I think Hana is definitely better overall. As the meta goes, and I think it's a safer pilot as well. So yeah, I would just replace Mikoto with Hana. And for the pilots, or for the mecha, she can use any mecha that can keep her alive. Which, I mean, I'm using Get Emperor right now, just because Get Emperor also doesn't really need to do much on the field to activate his skill and such. But if you want to be safer, you can probably put it on something like what's it called? Something like Sing Dragon or something, if you want it to be safer. But I would not put it on TTGL, because TTGL ain't got nothing for it aside from the SP or above, which I'm gonna go into EN, right? Okay. I'm gonna go into EM, and then I'm gonna show you, because I did not even show anything for on EN side, because again, the freaking Afros basically. There you go. So yeah, the 5% SP buff. Again, there's a whole paragraph. I talk about this whole paragraph over here. The only thing that matters is the SP buff 5% here. Everything else is just, they're just better units out there. Even as action, they're just better units. I mean, I guess the 10k HP is fine. That is cool, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is really the only thing that matters. And everything else, it just kind of like, it might be a debuff for him, right? Because the whole spiritual power thing, right? Because again, with the spiritual power, that means it is pretty much tied to Simon at this point. So, but yeah, okay. So that should be it about Nia, right? And for the builds, right? For the builds, just hold on. Let me if you're gonna be using this one, yeah, you're gonna be using this one. So, but we're gonna put it back to Emperor, because Emperor is usually the one that I see people using her with. So give me one moment. Where's Emperor? Yeah, there you go, Emperor, and then I'm gonna put back Jesus Christ, and we're gonna put back the claws. So yeah, okay, and I think it froze again, right? Yeah, it froze again, I think. Okay, I don't think it froze that. Yeah, I don't think it froze. Okay, I think it didn't froze like right away, so I think it should be okay. Yeah, because it is in English one, so I'm gonna just press stop mirroring, and I'm gonna press mirror again. You know what? Okay, in the future, I'm probably not gonna be using this in stream. I'm literally just gonna take screenshots, and I'm gonna put it on PC, and I'm gonna do that, because yeah, I don't want to deal with this ever again. Because again, because I may not notice the screen being not moving and such. So, all right, so that should be Nia. That should be that should be Nia. That should be Simon. That should be TGL. All right, let's talk about Super. Yeah, this is about Super Galaxy. Now, Super Galaxy, if you don't have enough, if you really like TTGL, then I think TTGL might be worth it, because if you're really a fan of it, because you can still, again, you can use it with Simon in PvE, which can be pretty easy, which can be pretty good if you want to, have some fun in PvE, or just just do something fun in PvE modes, in most of the PvE modes. So if you're really if you're really a fan for that, then I think you can get it. And also because of TTGL's SP aura, we also don't know if it will ever happen to be useful in the future, because there's nothing on the game right now that gives that much SP for the whole team, per second. So if you really like Super TTGL, then I think it's definitely a good grab. And even with top PV right now, because it is usable at the top after that fourth activation pilot come out with Simon, so it was used. So TTGL was usable back then. So I think it is worth. It might be worth it. Yeah, for Wales, I think it's probably worth it to just to have that. And for fans, it'll be probably good to have as well. Like, I don't think it'll be a bad deal per se. But if you are someone who doesn't like TTGL and such, as anime, or you don't know about it, then I don't think it's worth it, because it might not provide that much to you. But if you got some free rolls from the game, right? Super Galaxy might not be a bad deal, I guess, because Super Galaxy is technically usable as 7s. Look, it is nothing compared to TTGL, right? It is nothing compared to that. But if you get some free rolls, I actually don't know if you get free rolls in this one, but if you have some free rolls or something like that, for the Super Galaxy, and you got a 5-star, you got a 6-star or something like that, then going for a 7-star might not be a bad idea, because it is technically usable with Simon, even if it is just Super Galaxy, right? So you can probably use it in something like, again, Abyss, in Apex even, or something like that, with using Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, because of that. So yeah, if you can get some free rolls, and even if you don't like the whole series, or even if you're not a top player, then getting it to 7-star wouldn't really hurt, because otherwise, who the heck is Simon gonna pilot, right? And Simon is a collab pilot, so it is fairly easy to awaken, because you can just do the stage. Even as long as you get a pilot, even after the collab, you can just slowly grind a stage to get his awaken. And if you have a 7-star Super Galaxy, you can probably just use it in even Dimension Odyssey or Abyss, or and stuff like that. So yes, so that should be Super Galaxy. I said anything. Right, the reworked, the reworked Gurren Lagann and the reworked Lagann Overload. We'll give it to Hongwoo, will be good. Not really, honestly. Look, okay, it's not that it wouldn't work, right? Look, it's not that it wouldn't work. It's more so like there are better units that can pilot with Hongwoo. That is the issue, right? Because a lot of the mecha nowadays, right? A lot of mecha nowadays is not that it is wait, hold on. Yeah, because a lot of the thing about mecha nowadays is that it is not that it is bad, I guess. It is just there are better units for Hongwoo that I can use, right? So why would you not use the better pilot or the better units that can be with Hongwoo than using like a more suboptimal pilots, right? So that is the issue. That is the main issue. I mean, potentially it can work. Like if you use Hongwoo and TTGL on the battlefield, it might win for you. It might even get you to number 1. But in the grand scheme of things, it is just not worth it. You might be able to do that if you have a better pilot for Hongwoo than TTGL. So you know what I'm saying? It's just there are just better combos that you can get to number 1, or you can get to top PvP much easier. If you are doing that, and it's just like even Phantom Killing, you probably should, like if you have Phantom Chilling, then it probably better to use Hongwoo with Chilling than with Hongwoo with TTGL and such. Not that Chilling is anything too special, which I'll get into that. I mean, it is in a unit. I mean, I think it's usable, but not. I'm not that familiar with Chilling. I fought a lot of them, back then, but I don't think it is that impactful compared to some other unit that will be coming soon. Like the Shen Yuan, and even Frame Setter or something like that. Then in the future, that can just be Frame Setter, you don't want to spend any money on it. You just want to use the free road that gives you. But you're probably better to save for Shen Yuan or even Logress when once they drops. So yeah. All right, so let's talk about the reworks for Gurren Lagann and Lagann. It's stuck again. Oh, still stuck? Yeah, they're stuck again. Shen Yuan's way better. Yeah. Yeah, 5-star limited. I don't know anything about the 5-star limited, but yeah. Well, it's already over. Yeah, it's already about 40 minutes. I'll just go for under an hour then, because yeah. Alright, so Gurren Lagann. Okay, both Gurren Lagann rework and Lagann rework are toys. Like they cannot, like they're not even better than like the reworks from or the retrofit of the Getter thing. Or I guess I would feel safer using Getters than using the the Lagann whatever reworks, because it's just not worth it at all. I don't even know how to build. I don't even know how to build these things, because like you're just not gonna be using them, you know, if you have just better units, right? But let's say if you're not, let's say if you don't have better units, right? Let's say if you, and the pilots can be whatever. Yeah, the pilots can be whatever. Hongwu, Wataru, whatever. I mean, again, this is under the assumption you don't have better units, right? Let's say you come back to this game after years because you have, you know, because you play this game because of the TTGL collab back then. If you come back for this, then these are probably the only units that they can really use. So pilots is whatever the best you have. Yeah, whatever the best you have. And the core will probably also depending on a pilot, but probably go for just phase shift. And if you have this, you can probably use this. But if you have phase shift, they should probably use phase shift. It's almost clawed away, and the same thing. Yeah, these two the same thing for the DPS and such. So or for the thing. And look, they will be trying to do, or they will be not supports or super carries, so that's why you'll be running these. Because again, because Jesus Christ, my brain's not working. I was so pissed that my brain isn't working anymore. But yeah, anyway, the builds will probably shift between the pilot that I'm using, but I wouldn't use it as a support carry because it's not gonna support anything. That's not gonna carry anything. So it's gonna be using probably a more offensive pilots and probably a more offensive pilot, offensive build, so you can go down in the blaze of glory essentially. So yeah, I'm using Toppa just because, you know, this is the only unit that can see that can maybe do something because of the infinite, you know, the infinite SP game, whatever. So whatever and stuff like that. I don't know. And because you're probably gonna be if you're using. Look, if you're using Lagann, right? If you're to a point where you're using Lagann or, you know, or the Gurren Lagann rework, you're probably gonna be also having TTGL in your team, because if you're at a point where you're using if you're at a point where you're using what's called Lagann or Gurren Lagann, the debuff or the default one, it will probably be, Jesus Christ, it'll probably be in your team. So, and the app start working again. That's awesome, man. I do not know why this keep on happening. I don't know what. I really don't understand. But again, I'm not gonna be using this app anymore. I'm just gonna look next time. I'm just gonna say screenshots, and then that's really about it. It will be easier for me actually. But I wanted to, because I wanted to also show something, right? So like in real time, which this app just does not fulfill anymore. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to restart this app again. Jesus Christ. What is happening, man? Come on, game. Come on. Come on. I ain't got all day, bro. What is happening? What is going on here? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, look, okay, that should be it. Okay, look, if you have Lioma, you probably should want to use Lioma on some better units. But I'm putting Lioma here just because this is the best possible thing I can really think of right now. So yeah. Okay, so I think that should be everything in the TTGL collab. I don't know if there's anything else. And if you don't want to, like, if you're not into, you know, TTGL, you can skip almost everything aside from Nia. You want to get Nia, so you want to get Nia for free in, you know, in okay, and it's stuck again, and it's stuck again. I do not know. I do not understand how. I do not understand why. That I do not. What is going on? Holy moly. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, right. Africa is not here. So, she is free in the collab, so you want to at least get her for free. And after that, you can just slowly farm her Awakens stage. You can slowly farm her Awakens stage slowly, so you can just do that on your own time. If you don't, if you want to use your seminar on somewhere else, because anything else aside from the free stuff that you get, like the guaranteed free pilot and free stuff that you get in the collab, if you're not into this collab at all, then I don't really think it's worth it. You might not even need Simon if you are not into PvP, or if you're not into PvE. So yeah. And if you want to get the stage, is just in, and it is stuck again. It is stuck again. I do not understand why. I do not understand why. Why is this getting stuck? Why is it getting stuck? I'm just waiting for it to. It says okay. It says it is connected, but it is no longer connecting. Okay, I do not. Okay, what is this? What is this? Stop, and then connect, please. Powered MSI. Please, god dang it, why does it do this? Game, please. Why is it? Is my laptop too hard? Like too hot or something? What is going on? Let me close this. Yeah, let me close the app again, because clearly it is not working anymore. Is there like an interference somewhere that is just stopping me from doing things? I don't get it. I simply don't get it. App problem, forcing the code. I think I did. Okay, I'm trying to next time. Yeah, okay. Let's get this thing back on. Come on, game. Come on. Is it working? Is it here now? Is it here now? Okay. So you can get it here. And you can even farm gift as well. So you might not even need farm gift. So if you want to use the stamina somewhere else, you can after you get all the free stuff from the event, which you can find the free stuff in the collab tab in development. So yeah. And you can just grind that stage, over and over for the thing. So okay, so right, let's talk about fandom chilling. Now, again, I don't want to say I don't know much about fandom chilling. I follow a lot of it. I don't know what it does, but I don't think it is worth getting if you're not a top player. Like if you're a vet, if you're well, you can probably get it just for, I guess, another usable unit at the moment, but there's definitely going to be units in the future that is worth more. For example, Shen Yuan, that'll be very worth it. Logress, which might be a bit far, but it is also a unit that can go for it. What I can say for, so I wouldn't like what's it called, if you have something you want in the future, I wouldn't spend resources on this one. So, but if you can get, I don't know, if you can get 2 on free rolls or something, you can probably get it to 7-star or something for that. But yeah, and that's really all I know about fandom chillings, because yeah, it's funny because like in like a few months, like if Ian's gonna get the frame setter that the NC gets, like with all the freezers and stuff, like this thing's gonna get one-shotted by a frame setter, like the quote-unquote free-to-play frame setter. Now Rebellion X, I'm seeing people able to use it somewhere somehow. Now I don't know I don't know how it works. I don't know what makes it so good. But if you're low on resources, right? If you don't have, resources to spam, or if you just don't have, if you don't have resources to spend, if you don't already have Rebellion as 7-star or 8-star already, then I wouldn't recommend it, because it's just, again, probably better to save for Shen Yuan, probably better to save for Logress, probably better to save for anything else in the future than getting it from scratch. But if you have it as a 7-star, an 8-star, then it might be usable at this time period. So can probably go for it. I don't know how exactly work. I don't know how they're making it, making Rebellion works. But from what I saw, that's people been using it. I don't know I don't remember if it's in 4v4s, but I think in like 2v2s apparently. I think I saw some people using it or something. So yeah, but again, don't roll retrofit from scratches. Yeah, don't roll retrofit from scratch. Most of the time, it is not worth it. Especially in recent times. So yeah. Okay, so I think that's everything, right? I think I covered everything. Oh right, there should be another pilot, right? So there is another pilot here. Yeah, the Inverse Draco. Now I think she's just a really good support pilot, or not support pilot, a really good co-pilot unit. So is she worth 8,000 gems for for guarantee roulette? You probably spend less because 8,000 gems is being that's getting two pities. I mean you can probably say for Xuanyuan, the Xuanyuan pilot, the girl that you need, the Xuanyuan for, so you can actually use Simon in PvP. That's my guess. I don't know how many people use this thing. I don't think I see this too often in like people's builds, but if you want to, like, but I think it's definitely better than like majority, if not most, of the co-pilot skills in the game right now. So I guess it just depends. So if you are a top PvP player, then you're probably gonna have to get this pilot just for more variety and such. But otherwise, yeah, otherwise you'll live with it, right? You'll live with it. There are better. There are other co-pilot skill that is if not as good, right? However, if you want to use Simon, if you want to use Guy, if you want to use those SP pilots and such, you're gonna need to save for what's her name? You're gonna have to save for the Xuanyuan pilot, which I don't know what she'll be called in English, but yeah, whenever she drops, you're gonna have to get her for the SP pilots and such. And pretty sure any future SP pilot, unless they make skill like this, right? Unless they make a skill like this to be more accessible on a pet or something like that, then I can see you don't need her. But for SP pilots that might be useful in the future, you're gonna be needing this co-pilot skill. So yeah, and if not for this co-pilot skill, some other, like her other co-pilot skill, should also be not bad either. So all right, okay. Well, that was an upsetting stream because of the app. Next time, but at least I learned, right? Next time, I'm just gonna screenshot like all the thing I want to talk about, and then I'll just put it on my PC or just put it in a collage and just send it like that. I think that's what I'll do back then. Next time. So yeah, and I don't need to have my phone here, just be using it anymore. And so yeah. Okay. If I miss anything, I'll be adding it down in the comments below. If you have any questions, you can always tag me below as well, or tag me in our Discord. All the links are in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. From top 100 is essential co-pilot. Yeah. Also pilot by Leoman is really scary. I see, manager. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. Alright, so yeah, I think that should be it. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do per se. Oh yeah, what's it called? See you all next time. Goodbye. All TTGL clap for free? No, I don't think so. I think Simon is, well, the one that you need is, hold on. So yeah, the one that you need is Mia, which is which you don't need. Yeah, wait. All TTGL are free. No, wait. I don't think Simon is free, no? I don't think Simon is free, or is he free? I can check, right? I'm gonna check right now to see if she's free or not. So, yeah. I mean, the only one that you need is technically Nia if you want to be top PvP. But yeah, I don't know if I'm still streaming or not. But if I'm still streaming, then I hope it is still streaming. But either way, Nia is technically the only one that you need. You can also get you could also get what's that guy called again? You could also get a funnel pilot, which is I think Kamina, I think, right? Kamina, the guy with the glasses. Honestly, and everything else not really worth it. Yeah. Nia. Saja. Oh, Frenia Simon? I see, okay. Oh well. But yeah, thank you also so much for watching though. I'll call it for now. Too tired and too upset, man. Too upset about the whole thing with the